Dear friend, Africa is a great continent, blessed with every mineral resources known to man, endowed with more than 1.5 billion men and women. We are beautiful, innovative, and highly intelligent, yet we seem to be doing poorly in development, in economical growth, and in creating an environment where everybody can aspire, thrive, and be their best as humans. Why is this? There are so many reasons for this, but in this series I will be sharing with you what I think are our biggest delusions. The African delusion number one is the prayer delusion. The prayer delusion in this context as an African delusion is when Africans believe that prayer to a god or gods can change their socio-economic reality, can correct the political landscape, can eliminate corruption, and can bring development to their country. This is false. It is untrue. It is impossible. It has never happened. It is not going to happen. Let me show you why. First, let's go with religion. God himself has shown us and has said to us that he will never do that. It is against God's principle of process. You know process, when you plant a seed, it grows up, you water it, and then you can have it. There is a process that God has put in place. He's not going to break that process for you. Another principle of God is justice. So God becomes unjust if someone works hard to build their country and you just sat down to pray, and God now changes his mind and helps you to build your country because you only prayed. That is against God's principle. Stewardship. God has entrusted into our hands the earth, everything under the earth, on the earth, and above the earth, in fact, to take charge of. We have intellect, we have our hands, we have all of these things. That is who we are, and that's what God has made us to be. He's not going to break his principle of stewardship because you prayed to build your nation. It does not work. Still on religion, let us limit it to the Christian God and the Muslim God, as those two religions are the religions of more than 90% of Africa's population. In Christianity, there is nowhere in the Bible where God fixed a people, land, or an empire because they prayed to him. Joshua 1:8 says, "The book of the Lord shall not depart from your mouth. You shall meditate on it day and night, and you will make your way prosperous." You think God will say, "I will help you out in fixing yourselves when I brought you out of the wilderness, and now I'm taking you to the promised land." No, but after everything, he said, "You will make your way prosperous." The very interesting one in Jeremiah 29:11, where he says, "I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you," and all of those things. And we think that God knows the plans to prosper us, but actually, go back Jeremiah 29:7. He says that you should pray for prosperity and pray for peace in that land. What God was telling them there, even as captives, is that they should make sure there is peace there, and they should also invest. How do I know? Let's go back a little to verse 5 and 6, where he says that you should build your houses. That is infrastructure, the system. He said you should plant garden, that is food security. And number 3, he said you should have a lot of children. Give out your children to get married and have so many children. Why is he telling them to have so many children? Because that's the labor force. So God has already put the blueprint on how they should work to be successful. But people leave all of those things and jump to Jeremiah 29:11 and say, "God will prosper me." He's not going to prosper you. You have to do what you have to do to get prospered. In Islam, Surah Al-Jumu'ah 62:10 says, "And when the prayer has been concluded, disperse within the land and seek Allah's bounty." That is, pursue work and commerce. So in the Quran also it's clear that God cares about you putting the right things in place and doing the right things to be prosperous. God is not going to solve the problem of your country. Now, in history, Singapore is an island nation with no mineral resources. They had a turbulent start. They had a significant housing shortage in the 1960s. But today they rank first in smart city technology. They also rank highest in education, healthcare, and peace, and ranks the lowest in corruption. Belgium and Poland were ravaged and made desolate after the Second World War. But the right policies and bringing all hands on deck built back these countries quickly. Today, Belgium is a high-income country, ranking top in digital innovation. Poland is one of the largest economies and ranks top in quality education. Now, let's go to common sense. With common sense, let us ask ourselves some very interesting questions. Number 1, why is it that very religious countries are poor with few exceptions? Number 2, did China, Japan, and Sweden and all these other countries pray their way to wealth? Number 3, what has having so many churches and mosques done for you, as opposed to building schools and hospitals and factories? Number 4, if he did not do it for other countries, why do you think he was going to do it for you? Because you prayed. Number 5, if he fixes your country because you prayed, who will actually build the dam? Who will make the policies? Who will make the roads? Who will improve education? God? Can you think about how this will play out? Okay, let's take an example. Let's say you want to reduce maternal mortality in your country. Then the question will be, who will build the hospitals? Who will buy the equipment? Who will train the midwives? Who will improve antenatal and postpartum care? who will standardize treatments and care protocol. Now, the frightening question: if God does all these things, who will sustain this development? Who will sustain this improvement? It has to be the people. Systems have to be put in place to have success in any country. So prayer will not do it. This is what the prayer delusion does to us. Number one, it makes us choose unqualified, irresponsible, unscrupulous, greedy, and wicked leaders. Number two, it makes us hold on to tribalism, religious affiliation, classism, and personal interest instead of pushing the country forward. Number three, economic development, education, and innovation will stagnate. Number four, it weakens institutional accountability and good policy making. Once we realize our lives and countries fully and totally depend on us, we will do better. Prayer will make a country be hopeful. Yes. Prayer can improve the bond between citizens. Yes. But prayer can never transform and develop a country or improve the lives of the people of the country. Thank you.